having a whiskey and Pepsi, because I don't like Coke. I just drink Pepsi. This is my second whiskey and Pepsi in a Mount Vernon Area Chamber of Commerce 1980 mug. And I was thinking, as I spent all day out in the sun working it, oh, Jesus. So I'm just having more whiskey and Coke because I'm half sunstroked. And I thought that I just had made a dare video, dumbass retarded effort in marketing for a while. I mentioned that I just got tired of doing art the other day, and it just, I think it has something to do with spring, and I need, all winter I've been sitting like in this depressed vacuum, putting wood in a fireplace and just drawing stupid shit, which I like to do. And I don't get out, and there's reasons for all this, but I thought it was just time to make a video wearing my '04 George Bush hat, W04. There's this liberal I know that thinks I'm a Nazi. And apparently, I'm not even going to go into who it is, but even remotely, but they said they think aliens have to come down after Barack Obama. Aliens have to come down to take over because there's just no hope. I'm going to cut it all out because it doesn't make any difference. I'm cutting it all out. What am I going to talk about? I brought some stuff down to talk about because then suddenly you've lost half the people that are going to buy your art. But since very seldom does anybody buy my art, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? You think a conservative Republican is going to buy anything that I do? No way in hell. I'm like an aberration. I'm like an alien from another planet. Cut all that out. First, I like to talk about bank statements. I don't know how old this is, but this is a bank. I gave up. For years and years and years, I tried to balance my checkbook. Sincerely. Who out there can balance your checkbook? Leave a comment. I balance my checkbook. And I'm going to say, you're sick. You're sick. How can you be one of those people that can balance your checkbook? There's something wrong with you. No matter how hard I try, it's always like off. It's always off. And it's not the 20 cents I get in interest because the economy sucks ass. And it's only like 0.5% or whatever. That fucking cut all that out. It's just, I have no idea. How it could, and I don't, so I have, never mind. So if you can balance your checkbook, I'm just saying there's something wrong with you. Because I'm perfectly normal, that's obvious. The next thing I like to suggest is that everybody buy in bulk. If you're having issues in your life, some money issues, then perhaps you can help yourself by buying in bulk. I was watching this local news thing the other day, and it was about some nerd that collects coupons, and it's like, well, I only spend like $20 a month, and I get $400 worth of groceries, and he's got like 2x4 plywood shelves in his garage, lining the whole thing stacked up with green beans and all this stuff, which is probably a good idea considering that the whole world's gonna, go up in flames or something anyway. But he's like, and then it's like, oh, I started a website and I'm making money. So he turned his nerdy, compulsive behavior into a business. I just can't seem to do that. But buying in bulk, what I'm saying, is a good thing. Go to Sam's and buy in bulk. But don't buy the thing about, you can't buy lettuce in bulk. Cheese even. Sometimes it starts to go moldy and you have to eat it green. This is not going well. And the thing about doing crazy art, I'm thinking, and I've said this before, but life is so insane that there's no amount of craziness you can do in art that can mirror what happens in life, which has always amazed me about World War II movies up until recently, when there have been a few good ones made, is that why do you need to dramatize, even write fiction about World War II. What's the point in writing fiction about something like a historical event like World War II when there's so much real drama to be had? So, like that guy, what is it, I was listening to the radio and some guy, was it in Asia, went into a hair salon or something and dragged a woman out and cut her head off. And a news reporter said, they think he has problems or issues or something. Jesus, I don't know. Pawn Queens. I want to talk about Pawn Queens, that show. I need some more booze. I said the real Manic Mark has to come back for a while. Oh, man. I love doing records, by the way. I love blogging records. That's when I kind of get normal, when I listen to music, but then there's the artistic side of me that's got to say these things. Pawn Queens. Do you watch that show? If you're a male, why do you watch that show? It's because of the women with the tight gray t-shirts and the big... That's the only reason. Can you tell me one thing they bought or sold on that show? No, it's because you're looking at their tits. Oh, Jesus. Okay, Manic Mark got out of the house the other day, and he went down to Louisville, like I said. I bought some records down there, but I also went, and this is it's going to be highly interesting to you folk art collectors, but I went to a gallery, and I forgot to bring the damn piece of paper down with me. But it's quite upscale. They have a permanent folk art collection, and then they have a room or two where they have shows come in and they hang them. They have a big gallery which has a lot of folk art stuff in it, quote unquote folk art stuff. And there was a show hanging there that I looked at, and it reminded me quite a bit of what I do. And the thing about art, if you want to approach an artist and make a friend of an artist, don't send an email and tell him or her that their art looks like so-and-so's artwork. They don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that. They don't want to have any... They don't... Anyway, but I can say it because it was me. So this guy's art, I can't remember, David something, whatever. It was like... had similarities to my artwork. There was a spontaneous quality, and there was pencil and paint and splashes. And anyway, and it was kind of like outsider landscapes, okay? It's the best way I can describe it. So I'm looking at it, and there's some big pieces, and it's all done on it's all done on canvas, and there's big pieces, and I'm thinking, the first thing is like, okay, here's the deal. Here's artwork hanging in this whoop-de-doo gallery. Why is it my artwork hanging there? Because I'm looking at it, and I have images. Maybe I'll post an image in this video. They look better small. I'm telling you, they look better small. When you see them big, I don't know, they lose some of their impact. But I'm looking at it, and the first thing that crosses my mind is, why is it my art, hanging, like in a gallery like this? And grant, this guy's work's a little bit lighter. Maybe his arsenal of visual what arsenal of textures is different. That's very important. Have a wide library of textures to draw from, because people respond to it like raccoons looking for sparkly silverware. Okay, and it was but I realized it's all on canvas. It's lighter, and there's no point. There's no message, and that's fine. I like the stuff. Okay, but I realized that my artwork can never be, because it doesn't fit people's perception of, and I don't need to go through all this. You all understand all this stuff, okay? But the problem is I had this momentary thing where I thought I should, I would say dumb my work down, because that's not good. That's like kind of demeaning, but somehow make it more palatable. I kind of, gave up on that. But in addition to just being kind of, I don't know what, burnt out, or, just at a point where I've said everything I have to say, and I got to go somewhere, do something else, or recharge the battery, or get pissed again, or depressed, or whatever it takes to come back and be stupid like I normally am. It occurred to me that I should do something to make my art more palatable, simply to sell a few pieces, okay? oh man. But then I realized that it just wouldn't be Manic Mark, and I decided against that. Even though I liked the stuff. Oh! So I went into their folk art collection, okay? And there was something wrong with it. It's in a big open, it's not open, it's kind of a small room, but there's not that many pieces, and everything's white, and the floor is polished wood and everything, and the pedestals are white, and there's these pieces around. It was too clean. People do not do folk art. Look around me. Here, look around. Look. See this? See this place here? Look at this. Look. Do you think I just dressed this up, this joint up for you? No, I bring shit down that I like. This crap down here, and I set it here, and I do art down here. Okay, this is reality, not the white walls and the white pedestals and the polished floor. I didn't like looking at the stuff there. I felt sorry for the artists. Like their artwork was on another planet that it shouldn't have been. You know. And then there was like really, there was like a couple of fine art pieces, and I'm going to say fine art because there were figures painted in it that were just like illustrated. I mean, they were like right on and anatomically correct. You know, there was no way. I don't even know why they were in there. And then there were some like wood turns, some bowls. I mean, I want to say that you know, people that just turn bowls, they just, you know, they have factory, whatever they do, they come and they turn bowls, and there you go. I guess that's folk art. But to me, it's like just like you put a bowl and you know, I don't want to get into that. I'm going to get in trouble when I say that. But then the other thing is, in the gift shop and upstairs, there were a few pieces I looked at. I was like, yeah, you know, I could get on board with what the person was doing. But most of it was just like, this is what people think folk art looks like. Okay, I could get in so much trouble if I post this. And in the gift shop, there, you know, pieces by self-trained artists, and there's their photograph, and here's the things that they're doing. But you know, they're mass producing it. You know, they've sold a few pieces and they realize what people like, and it's what they like to do, and they create more of it, and it ends up in the gallery, and that's fine. I'm not going to go into that, but what I found that it was kind of, I felt sorry for these people, is that they're mass producing these images that they know people will buy, and in this art shop, in this gallery, they were like only asking. It's, you know, prices were all over the place. But basically, I could not, knowing how all this works, understand how they could even pack the stuff up that they make and send it to the gallery, pay for shipping, and hope that it sells and make any money, like more than like, you know, $5 an hour. You know, if they work really fast and crank the shit out like a factory, how they can make any money on it whatsoever. And don't, you know, I'm not one of those guys that are going to slam a gallery. Why? Because they got to pay for water and electricity and air conditioning and government, property taxes and business taxes and insurance and liability and all that horse shit. They got to pay for all that. So they have to, you know, get a pretty hefty cut just to keep the frickin' doors open so they can put people's art in it. But I just felt sorry, you know, for the artist having to, man, anyway. Did I mention Pond Queens? And yeah, I think I did. You know, I just watched that show a few times, and the formula is exactly the same, except for the nice, you know, And they brought, I watched one of the shows where they brought, somebody suggested that they needed to do marketing. What? A show on TV, is it a good enough marketing? And you can see this was like this was like more than just, you know, these little moments of tension between the two because somebody breaks something or somebody wants to pay more money than somebody else wants to, you know. This was like marketing. And you could tell they're just like, marketing, you know, we're a pawn shop. And I'm thinking, oh, well, put these two chicks in negligees. No, they don't do that. But the person that came with the camera is like, do you have something else to wear? What? We're wearing gray t-shirts that are too tight, way too tight. I don't know why. They must know. They must know the t-shirts, they wear them, and they must understand that this is what boosts their ratings. They must. I don't know. But they didn't seem to understand that when it came to the marketing thing. When they took the photograph, it was like, oh, Jesus, nobody spent any time. Well, they sent the 40, 50-year-old marketing guy in, to do the standard marketing pitch. I just almost had a cackle. It was just so funny. Oh, man. What could he do that having a syndicated or a reality show on TV? What, Oh man, that's just weird. Anyway, have I gone on long enough? I think I have. The only thing I left out is I didn't put on a wrestling mask, but I figured the George Bush 04 hat. It was plenty offensive enough, scary enough. To scare any of the people that warmed up to me over in the past month that were probably like, oh, fuck you. Just see you later. No, don't go away. It's just life. Everything's insane. I'm insane. Everything's insane. Oh, man, I got to cut all that out. Just laugh. You just got to laugh. And if you could do that and your eyes would light up, life would be a lot easier on everybody, I think, if we just laugh and our eyes would light up. I don't know. That's it. Let's go process it. And this is I'm never going to see the light of day. I'm telling you right now.